Let's talk Chelsea. This is a quick TikTok. It's not going to be a quick TikTok, let's be real. It's going to be a long TikTok about Chelsea Football Club and just the state of the team, my thoughts and opinions of where the club are right now as a football team, and just my feelings on it and where I think Chelsea are honestly going to go. The current state of it, if I'm being honest with you, after $1 billion spent, it's nowhere near the standard that it should be. Let's just be real. With the amount of money we've spent, we should be competing, at the top level. And, after the clubs that we faced, the top 6 we faced, even before the Arsenal game, let's just be honest, right? It hasn't been at the top level. This season, we started it well. We actually saw a bit of potential. But then, as you see, as the season's just gone on, games that we should be winning, we're not. And if I'm being honest with you, the B team that we had, we should be winning those games with, and we haven't. And that's the issue. Even against Arsenal, I think the Arsenal one really hit me because it was just like, mate, they don't even have their best players, but they're so defensively structured and defensively, organised that, they're hard to break down. I understand it, but just from my point of view, it's like we didn't show any effort. We didn't show any will. There was no urgency. It didn't look like a goal was coming anywhere. I felt as though you could have played that game for 5 more hours and we weren't going to score. To be honest with you, it wasn't even those ones where Arsenal fans were really nervous. It was just a very comfortable win. And, I was watching Arsenal Fan TV and I was seeing the title of the videos, £1 billion bottle jobs. And I just thought to myself that, with the state where the club's at now and the way we're playing, it just feels like that. It just doesn't feel like we're going to really win anything. And I know we're in the Conference League and anything like that, but even that, as a football team, we're struggling to even get through these games comfortably. I mean, let's just be honest. And let me go on to the football that we're playing. The performances have been dead awful. They've been dead awful. Let's be honest, we're relying on Cole Palmer to basically push the team through it. And if he's not playing, there's literally 2 players that are literally willing to try and attack and get a goal for us. And for me, who I'm seeing is Marc Cucurella and Pedro Neto. And, there's not really anyone that I see in the team and that I look at and I think to myself, you know what? He's a leader. Turn to him and he can pull something out of the bag. There's not really anyone that I look to forward and feel as though that, you know what? We can actually do something. Like, this player can actually encourage his players. Like, I watch this team, and I'm looking at the attacking teams. It's like every time we have the ball and we're going to go on the attack, it doesn't feel like we're going to score. Whereas at the start of the season, every time we had the ball, I felt as though we were always going to score. And yes, our 3 main players are injured, but we can't just use injuries as an excuse for not winning games. Because when you go into a season, right, you're going to have players that are injured. And you can't go into, you can't just blame injuries on that because that is going to happen. That's why you have a squad in depth to take over those roles. Now, when we loaned João Felix, I wasn't happy about that. I was thinking, João Felix is quality. For me, I think he's a quality player. I think in the midfield, he can do a lot of things. His touch is good, his movement is good. I generally think he is a quality player. Now, I just wasn't happy when we loaned him out. Another player, Renato Vega, I just didn't think we had to loan him out. I thought he was actually good at left back. I thought he was genuinely just a solid player, even going into midfield. To loan him out was just stupid to me. I thought he was genuinely just a good player. Axel Disasi, for me, you play him at right back, he's not good at right back. I think if you play him at centre back, he is a lot better. And I don't know, I just feel as though this team, for me, just, I don't know, man, watching Chelsea these days, god damn, it just felt boring. When you had the likes of, you know, Cech, Terry, Lampard, Drogba, Fabregas, Eden Hazard, you had all these ballers. I don't know, to me, I just felt as though that you were seeing real talent. You were seeing that every time they had the ball, they were going to score. I felt even defensively, I felt as though like, they were not going to break us down. I had that confidence in the team that, you know, they weren't going to break Chelsea down whatsoever. I just had that confidence in the squad. And now every time I watch Chelsea now, when the opposition have the team, I always feel as though they're going to score. Or I just feel as though that, you know, my fingers are always crossed because I just don't have that much confidence in the defence. Like, our best defenders leave our Colwell, and to be honest with you, he's not even the best, if I'm being honest with you. You have Robert Sanchez, who basically, we should have really been 3-0 down against Arsenal, who just makes these sloppy mistakes, who basically just gives the ball away constantly. And we have Jorgensen, who's half decent. So we have a half decent keeper, and we have a keeper that's not even great. So you know what I mean? And the defence ain't going to play well if you know the goalkeeper ain't great. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, we've spent all this money and we just haven't utilised it the best we could. I feel like we've just wasted it. I feel like we've just relied on... I feel like we've basically done the lottery, right? I feel as though like we just picked something out of the bag, and out of the bag we've picked 30 things, and out of 30 things we've got one decent player, if I'm being honest. 2 decent players. That's what it feels like. And it's like, you know, when you're on a bench, right, you want to change the game. You know, Arsenal, you've made no threat to their defence whatsoever. And, you know, the 2 players you're bringing on are Kieran Dewsbury-Hall and Tyreek George. Number 1, KDH, it's just a player that's just basically not... He was never going to be in the starting lineup for Chelsea. He's just not good enough. But he did more than Christopher Nkunku, whereas to me, Christopher Nkunku has just been a flop in the Premier League. I'll be honest, it's good scoring against all these Conference League teams who basically are just below par. Let's just be real. Let's call it for what it is. But when it's the Premier League, he just doesn't step up. Yeah, man, I just think the state of this team just isn't good enough. I feel as though that the £1 billion that's been spent and all these young players that we're spending on are just going to go to waste, or they're just going to be loaned out. There's said to be talents and everything like that, but I just don't see them as talents. I don't see this team as a superstar squad. And I don't know, I just don't see this team going forwards. I see this team going backwards, to be honest with you. I mean, we're still 4th, but let's be honest, the only reason why we're 4th is because the teams around us have basically just dropped points. Let's call it for what it is. If the teams basically just played better, then let's be honest, we wouldn't really be top 4. If anything, I think we'd be fighting for 7th and 6th, if I'm being real. So yeah, there's not really a game I go into unless it's one of the bottom teams, or unless it's like a Conference League team where I'm looking at it and I'm like, yeah, we'll get a result. Like even against Leicester, like, you know, we struggled to even win that. And it had to be our left back to score it, because we didn't have our main striker. But it doesn't matter, because even our wingers and our attackers and our main attackers weren't showing up. It had to be our left back to show up. Do you know what I'm saying? You might as well just play Cucurella up top. So yeah, I just don't think the club are in a good place at the moment, if I'm being honest with you. I just feel as though that the £1 billion that we've spent has just been wasted. We can talk about Arsenal 5 years and they've spent 750 million. They've gone 1 cup, but we haven't won a trophy since 2022. And you know, I'm worried. I just don't want us to be like Arsenal, because that's just what it feels like right now. It feels like we might crash out of the Conference League and all of our hard work is done. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Chelsea Football Club. Let me know what you're thinking in the comments down below. Yeah, this is just my honest opinions. I just want my club to be back to where it was, competing against the best teams and fighting for the biggest trophies. Yeah, tap that pause button if you agree with what I'm saying or not. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. And peace.